Welcome, everyone. I'm Yuri from SuperDAO. This is DAO Heroes, a YouTube channel for people who are enthusiastic about Web3. Today, our guest is StargateGavin, who is leading Stargate DAO, a new project that is enabling traditional big events to use crypto and play with NFTs and tickets and combine them together. It's a very interesting episode. We're going to learn a lot about how crypto is changing event industry, where things are going, what are the benefits and utility of using crypto for your event. So stay tuned. And for more episodes like this one, please subscribe and welcome, Gavin.
Thanks for having me, Yuri. It's a pleasure to be here.
So let's start with your background. How long have you been in crypto and Web3? What kind of projects you've been involved so far? And how old is Stargate DAO?
Yeah, so we've been building Stargate DAO since January 2021, have been introducing crypto since 2017, but really started to dive in recently after I discovered, the explosion of NFTs in the Solana blockchain. I found that NFT use cases were really applicable to ticketing to solve a lot of the pain points of the consumer, but also to, evolve the traditional model that we see monopolized by some of the bigger players. And we think that decentralization here has a lot of room for growth and disruption.
Wonderful. So one of your motivation is essentially to challenge players like Ticketmaster and Live Nation and kind of bring more freedom and competition to the event space?
That's right. So Avid Music Festival goer myself, we were really upset by the high ticketing fees, Ticketmaster and Live Nation not really understanding the user pain points. Ticketing is really archaic, and the legacy providers right now don't have great solutions for things such as peer-to-peer transacting. And so we thought it's a really fun and creative way to solve ticketing by introducing NFTs and having use cases of NFTs act even beyond their initial ticket use case to be part of a broader network of NFTs in the future.
I guess let's get to the detail level. So what is Stargate today? What specifically do you do?
Stargate DAO is focused on the attend to earn protocol, which is kind of a term that we're pioneering. And what that really means is being able to not only buy tickets, but to attend events to earn tokens to the network. This represents tokenized ownership to help increase early adoption of Web3, but also to help give our customers and artists a better opportunity to market to different revenue channels and different marketing channels to reach out to people who are attending events and better understand people who are going to their concerts or music festivals or festivals in general.
I need more help here. You're saying that you help event organizers reward attendees with tokens. Is that right?
Every participant who interacts with our platform called Sidechain earns tokens. So we have three main modules as part of our platform. The first is a primary and secondary NFT ticketing marketplace. So that's like an event organizer. Let's say Coachella comes to us and they want to sell tickets through Sidechain. They're able to sell in the primary. They're able to offer a secondary marketplace. And because each ticket is an NFT, that tickets aren't duplicated. You could have royalties be kicked back to the event organizer and to the artist, and you could have better data tracking on who actually attends the event. For example, if I buy a ticket, I get COVID, I sell a ticket to Yuri, he sells it to his friend. Now you can understand who's actually attending your event. So that's the first module. The second module is an NFT-powered rewards, loyalty, and incentive platform. As you're attending and earning tokens, this actually acts towards status that you receive from our attend to earn platform called Sidechain. And so we're kind of gamifying this entire model where you're climbing leaderboard, you're getting ranks. As you attend more events, you get more discounts to events, you get early tickets, you essentially could get whitelisted to mint NFT tickets much sooner than the rest of the public, which helps prevent a huge botting and scalper market that is kind of plagues the industry. And then our third piece is our, traditional Stargate DAO community and brand. Our goal with this and with our mint that is ongoing is to raise proceeds to actually build and operate a bar and lounge in major cities, starting with San Francisco. This is to really own our own marketing channel. The same way that Disneyland owns their park, their streaming service, and their content, we want to own our content too, and allow people who are just walking by our bar on the street to say, hey, how do I get into this membership only bar? The way is to mint an NFT, and you realize that, hey, NFTs act as more than just a profile picture and artwork, and it really introduces the use cases of NFTs to the masses, and that's what we're trying to do here with our platform.
When do you plan to open the bar?
We hope we could open our first location within the next 12 months. It'd be NFT gated. if you have the NFT, you could get in or buy a guest pass. We have this vision of having LED screens on the walls to like reflect the rarest holders, NFTs, and make it super, futuristic and modern, have robot bartenders. So really big vision of what we're trying to accomplish with there.
All right. So can you disclose any funding information? How have been you kind of funded so far?
Yes, in February of this year, we closed our pre-seed. We raised a small venture round of over $500,000 with participation from a Seoul Big Brains company called Big Brain Holdings, TSVC, another angel fund called Sinovel, and also one of our partners and a Web2 ticketer called SquadUp has put some money into us because they see that the future of ticketing is in Web3 and really appreciates the approach that we're taking to IRL rather than just being an NFT ticketing provider.
Let's go back to the first use case. So the first use case is using NFTs as tickets or as a secondary tickets or like complementary tickets. The second use case is reward system.
Yeah.
And the third one is like owning and operating venues that are more like crypto native venues, the venues including bars that can be primarily built and operated with a crypto first kind of use case.
Yep.
So I think all three are very interesting. For the tickets, do you see those systems coexist or one completely replacing the other one? So if there is a film festival or a music festival, do they sell regular tickets and NFT tickets? Like everyone get a regular tickets and they can claim an NFT ticket on the side, or they just buy one of the other? How that would kind of coexist?
Yeah, so I think that the future will show that we are converting towards a fully NFT ticketed platform. But I think the way that we get there is we have to start bridging the gap between Web 2 and Web 3. And we could coexist with existing ticketers out there, and we don't try to rip and replace existing ticketers. For example, our partner SquadUp has worked with us to bring in a major film festival to start accepting NFT ticket conversions. What that means is you buy a traditional Web2 ticket, which is a barcode, with one of our existing ticketing partners, and then you could then, after the event or during the event, convert that ticket to an NFT ticket, which you could then display on your sidechain profile, share with friends. You could stake it to earn on our platform. Mm-hmm. So really enabling existing users out there to be introduced to NFTs as we continue to become fully Web3 native.
And when you say stake it, do you mean before the event, after the event? How does it work?
Yeah, so say you attend this major film festival, you get this NFT ticket, you could stake it on sidechain to start earning like sidechain tokens. And you could then stake those tokens to then vote and make ecosystem things such as which artists I want to see at a music festival, which artists I want to see at a concert that's coming to my location. If you stake your tokens, then you're essentially saying that I will buy a ticket. But if you don't buy a ticket, then your staked tokens are forfeited back into the network or to the event organizer because they relied on the users to give them feedback on how to better curate their concerts or their lineups for music festivals.
My understanding is in your system, there is just a one token for all the events and all the organizers. Is there a name for that token?
We call it sidechain clout. It's a very user-first approach. We have a daily spinner on our website, which users could actually spin every single day, come back to the website to get sidechain clout, which will be our native token. So that's what we're calling it right now.
My understanding is that right now, everyone would buy a regular ticket and then they go to a special website. They present information with their regular ticket. And if that regular ticket was not claimed yet, they get an NFT counterpart of that ticket. And then they get some reward tokens, the cloud tokens. And then they can use the cloud tokens either to get more cloud tokens or to vote on the future, songs on a concert or the next artist that was invited to the venue, things like that.
Exactly. But that's not to say that we're actually debuting our sidechain ticketing platform for NFT NYC this month. So we're working for our own event as well as the Monkey DAO event to actually have Web3 native ticketing. This includes, token gated ticketing. So you have to have a Stargate NFT or a Monkey DAO NFT to attend our events, but also allowing event organizers, so Monkey DAO, to offer NFT tickets natively so that they don't have to so that we don't have to use a traditional Web2 ticketer to have this conversion process. So we have both features launched. We're super excited to be able to handle both existing ticketers as well as issuing our own NFT tickets for events that want them.
Got it. And then you, in case of NFT only tickets, you need some kind of complementary validator app that on the door, like you will check whether this NFT is valid and whether it was used once to enter or not yet.
Yeah, that's right. So we collect a hash list, and then we're creating a system to be able to validate ownership at the door, and then be able to also hand out a specific amount of charges based off that NFT and mark it as scanned when someone enters the venue.
All right, so that's the ticketing. So let's talk about rewards. Do users really get excited about those? Do they get excited about token rewards? Do they get excited about the voting powers? What are the best rewards for crypto tickets?
Yeah, absolutely. And because I'm my own user, I'm building for me, and a lot of people also share this very similar mindset. So the biggest reward is obviously, some form of, monetary value, whether that's your token being worth something or you being able to get discounts to things. So we think that, in today's world, we get rewards for things such as booking flights on Expedia or going to a casino and gambling at a specific resort that you like. Like that's what I love doing is, I like going to the MGM properties because they give me a free room at the end of the day.
Okay, let's talk about venues. So right now we have this kind of quasi-monopoly where the biggest concerts tour management system like Live Nation both owns some of the biggest venues and owns the ticketing system, and they kind of control. And so if the artists want to perform in the biggest venue in a given city, they kind of forced to use that ticketing provider and that venue because that's the single biggest venue in the city. If they pick any other venue in the same city, they get less seats and therefore less revenue. So they kind of forced to give up a lot of control to those kind of monopolies. And so it's been a kind of deadlock for 10, 20 years in the United States. So what's the way out? Maybe not with the biggest venues, but at least with some smaller like bars and mid-sized venues. How you can create venues that are crypto native or crypto friendly, and should we own and operate them? And what's the business model here? What's the process here? And my understanding, your vision is starting with San Francisco, but you want to open bars and like concert venues across the nation and beyond. So what's the vision here?
Yeah, so to start off with your first point, yes, Ticketmaster and Live Nation do own the venues and own the entire stack, which is, very monopolistic. How we saw our way around it was tackling music festivals to start with, because a lot of the times they're at venues that are not owned by Live Nation, and incentivizing them that, hey, as you sell tickets through our platform, you're actually owning, tokenized ownership of the network, which means that as we grow, those tokens accrue value so that you're actually, owning a piece of, the next Ticketmaster essentially. So hopefully they'll be more adept to come on board and use sidechain and, help Stargate DAO grow. Rather than using existing ticketers, which don't provide as much upside. The second piece is that we're tackling go-to-market by also, like you said, targeting independent venues such as restaurants, clubs, bars around the nation. So we actually have a really broad advisor group. The first is Damon Trifoletti from pubcrawls.com. So if you've ever attended a SantaCon or like a Halloween pub crawl, they run every single one of them in the nation. They have a vast network of independent venues that they could help introduce sidechain ticketing and rewards to all of their venues and help get us kickstarted there. Our second advisor is Jeff Renault. He is an advisor to Metaplex and also has been working at 20 years with Coachella, leading and helping with Web3 integrations with them. They offered lifetime passes, they offered NFTs to attendees. So being able to leverage our advisor network to reach out to both festivals and independent venues is something that we're doing right now. And we're starting to hit a bunch of restaurants, pubs, bars, and clubs to start getting on the network now and start piloting sidechain. And we're helping them reach more attendees to their venues.
Awesome. So what's the journey here? So how do you convert a traditional venue or organizer to become kind of crypto-enabled, crypto-native, or like crypto-compatible kind of organizer? Do you first invite them on some sort of training event? Do you pick a single event and try to do a pilot? What's like a step-by-step kind of path to adoption?
Yeah, so what we're doing right now is like the unscalable solution. So me and Damon are going out to all these different venues in New York, and we're actually just like sitting down with the owners themselves and presenting them with the platform, saying, hey, look, you could list and we'll help you list your venue on sidechain. People who go to your venue are able to scan their QR code when they go to your restaurant or your club or bar. They get rewards, and we mark down how many sales that they make through our platform, and be able to onboard them just by kind of going to them step by step and walking them through it.
Got it. So essentially the pitch is like, give us a chance, let's run the pilot, we'll show you more revenue.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. And it's like, and they've done things where they've said like, hey, we'll give you a free drink if you come between, like happy hour times, right? It's just more integrating the next technology platform that they're able to manage and understand their users better. At the same time, we're bringing users to their door because we have 17,000 users in and around the United States that could go and they want to earn clout tokens and they want to mark up their status and get more points. So they're constantly looking at new places that are listed on sidechain.
Do you think the adoption pace in offline events will be the same as online events? Or maybe online events will use kind of crypto ticketing faster or slower? Like, do you see any difference there?
Yeah, so the beauty is that like because we're doing ticketing on the Solana blockchain, we could do online and offline events. Our target is on offline events because we think people want to attend events because they want to socialize with their friends more so than they want to see a specific artist or because they have a specific loyalty to a festival or concert venue, right? It's all about how we're socializing with each other. And I don't think that that's going away. So by creating this gamified attend to earn model, we're actually incentivizing friends to go out more. And we hope to like spark an even bigger growth of people attending events, especially post-COVID when everyone has been so antsy to, go outside.
Yeah, let's talk about the POAP. So a few months or a couple of years ago, the POAP appeared for Proof of Attendance Protocol. The idea seems very compelling. So it's some sort of a unified standard of how to record and manage information, who went where, and how to reward those people with NFTs and tokens and permissions and things like that. It seems to be an open standard that anyone can implement. There is no individual company that kind of own that. So the idea have been around. There've been a lot of explainers and discussions. But is it like rapidly evolving and getting rapidly adopted, or is it kind of hit the plateau? Are there any headwinds? Like what's going on there?
I think like proof of attendance is, a really cool idea for, the blockchain. But I think that it's plateaued because proof of attendance isn't really something that is extremely valuable. You have very fringe use cases or like very valuable use cases, such as like if I went to Michael Jackson's last performance, right? I wanted a proof of attendance that I went to this event, right? But any other event, essentially, it's like there are hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of people who did the same. It doesn't really accrue value and people don't really see the value in just having attended an event and getting an NFT for it. And that's why we're building Sidechain as, a social platform and an IRL platform where people could share these experiences. They're getting status and, rewards for it too, because you have to connect the proof of attendance to something that's much bigger and something that's much more social, because otherwise it doesn't make a lot of sense to just be attending events, getting all these things in your collection that you're not really able to share with other people or really expand upon. That's what we're improving on attend to earn protocol.
So if I hear you right, then proof attendance protocol was kind of the first step towards using crypto in events, but it was not sufficient or took us far enough to win the mainstream adoption and mainstream kind of interest, because it just gives you a kind of binary information. Johnny has been attending this specific event and no one cares that Johnny have been attending this specific event. So even if we recorded it properly and stored that fact on the blockchain by itself, it doesn't create too much value for anyone. And so where we're going now, it's either creating a more like complex art pieces and individual custom collections for high profile, meaningful, culturally significant events, or we just give Johnny tokens for every attendance situation, like reward tokens. And the more events Johnny goes that support this kind of crypto ecosystem, the more overall tokens Johnny has, and therefore Johnny can vote and have decision power effectively over the future events.
That's absolutely right. And we think that having even like a broader NFT collection where as you attend to earn POAP things, you could then essentially collect all these proof of attendance NFTs, but then be able to redeem it for like a broader 10K collection or like 5K collection that's only available to people who have, our top 1% of sidechain users or tend to earn users. We have to have this reward at the top that is saying like, this is the reason why we're going to events, why we're making sure that we are, marked on the blockchain that we've attended events too.
Wonderful. And maybe a few words on Stargate DAO. Is it a fully functional DAO, or it's DAO primarily in the name right now? Does it have its own smart contract? Is it a token-based or NFT-based DAO, or both? Does it have governance, treasury? Like, what kind of tools have you guys used so far?
Yeah, so we're very early, and we're doing the whole modern model of more centralized in the beginning, then decentralized later. NFT-based approach. Our tools are really bad, so that's why looking into SuperDAO, it seems really relevant to be able to build up our smart contract.
You guys should use it
and be on chain. Yeah, so these are things that we're looking into. We just relatively recently. That's why it's a great conversation to be introduced to SuperDAO as well and use your guys' tooling too.
Wonderful. So just to rephrasing, one is payments. So buying tickets with Solana or Ether or Polygon or Matic or whatever. Even payments between maybe artists and venues, like revenue split sharing. So kind of revenue management in event industry. That's one. And second is almost like the character building or some sort of gamification of it. And so like collecting items on events and like making it like, I don't know, as a treasure hunt or something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, collecting events as you attend IRL. But also on the flip side, as we see the metaverse start to expand, being able to offer real life tickets to these games is earnable loot. For example, if Coachella wants to partner with Yuga Labs and offer 10 Coachella tickets as earnable loot in their new metaverse game, being able to have people get a Coachella ticket, then attend Coachella IRL, and we're helping to bridge that gap.
This is probably the most exciting piece of idea that I've heard today is, so once the tickets are NFTs,
yep,
you can embed them into other games to make them winnable treasures or like something that you can earn or something you can find or something you can combine or build, or maybe you won it 3 times and therefore it turns into a VIP ticket or something.
McDonald's wants to offer free things or marketing to people who want to play a metaverse game, right? There's so much potential there.
This is a great note to end. Thanks everyone to watching and tuning in. This is DAO Heroes, a channel about the Web3, its potential to change the world and change every industry. Today we talked about event industry with StargateGavin. And that was one of the most exciting episodes recently. And thanks, Gavin.
Thanks, Jerry. Thanks for having me. This was super fun.
All right, so we're done.